Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Evertale video, and today we're going to be talking about Shana, the new SSR. Going to go ahead and review her real quick, but first I have to say I apologize for the late uploads and not having an upload last week. My job has been very busy lately and just kind of wore me out really. As soon as I lay my son down to go to sleep, I fall asleep with him, and it's just been a kind of a vicious cycle. For all of you guys that have stuck with me so far and supported me, I really appreciate it. You guys are the real MVPs. So without out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Shana. I got some changes coming, hopefully for the better, allow me to get a more consistent upload schedule, so please just bear with me a little bit longer and I will try my best to push out better and more consistent content. So talking about Shana or Shana, my first impressions are wait a minute, am I going crazy here, or did they change the background image? I'm pretty positive the background image for her last week was the part 2. I'm pretty sure it was this image, not part 3. I don't know. Let me know if I'm going crazy or not. My first impression of her is I really like the design, especially the first part. I love the Red Riding Hood aspect of it. The axe is really cool looking. Overall, the very first part 1, I really like this image. I think it's a well-designed image. It's really cool, and obviously, you know, part 3 is fan service, but even so, it's not over the top. It's not that bad. Overall, I actually like the design of this character. I think it's a neat concept with the whole Red Riding Hood thing. Her weapon is pretty interesting as well, as it does 25% bonus damage to enemies that have defeated one unit in the battle. So it's kind of a good way to punish enemy units who are doing significant damage to your team. While I like this axe, I think it could be better if it was you get 25% damage if you killed somebody, right? Instead of you punishing an enemy. I think it would also fit better with her theme. We'll get into her theme a little bit later, but I think the damage ramping up while you kill people and it just continues to snowball like that, I think that would have been a better theme, like thematically would have made sense to me. Now looking at her overall stats, you can see that she has kind of middle of the road, except her attack is pretty high. So she's got middle of the road speed, okay HP, and her attack is pretty high. Her leader skill, allied fire element units have their attack increased by 15%. This is just kind of like a straight damage dealing unit. Her active skills, ignition attack, damage one enemy, the user is then granted the burn status effect. This will overwrite other status effects, blah 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 blah. So basically this is a 100 time unit attack, gives you 1 spirit, and you get the burn status. You'll notice with the rest of her kit is designed to do damage and give herself burn. She's not the traditional burn unit where she's going to do like burn drives and things like that, but we'll get more into her kit a little later. Her second skill on the list is Desperate Impact. It is a very quick damaging skill at 70 time units and only 1 spirit cost. It will do 250% damage to one enemy, but you can only use it if you're at 50% HP or less. Her most interesting attack to me is Pain Inferno. For 130 time units, you can damage 2 enemies for 2 spirit at 300% damage. It's pretty crazy because there is no condition on this attack, except that it will take 30% HP away from her. So at the sacrifice of 30% HP, you will damage 2 enemies at 300% damage, and then you will apply the burn effect to Shana, or Shana, however you want to say it. So basically it is like a beefed up brash attack. Then her last skill is Savage Drain, and it will do 500% damage, also for 130 time units, and also for 2 spirit cost. It will damage 1 enemy and heal the user for 50% of the HP of the damage dealt. Now you can only use this skill if Shana has killed at least 1 person while she's on the battlefield. Looking at her passives, you can see that she has Burning Heart, which is the exact same passive that Seiya has. So while she has the burn status effect, she cannot die. Instead, she will go to 1 HP and then the burn status effect will be removed. She has Desperate Armor, which is an armor that scales with how low her HP is. So once she's at 75% health or less, she will take 50% damage. And when she is at 25% health or less, she will take 75% reduced damage. The rest of her passives are Attack, HP, Earth Resist, and Spear Mastery. I really like the fact that she has Earth Resist because that gives her an innate mastery defense against Earth. Let's go over some pros and cons for Shana. Now, as far as the pros go, she actually has a way to heal herself while dealing damage in the Savage Drain. Even though Savage Drain does have a condition on it that she has to kill somebody first, once it is unlocked, that is the only condition it has, so she can turn around and start hitting for 500% damage and healing herself over and over and over again. This is a very strong attack and it heals her, so this is going to be devastating once it gets off. Not only that, she has other ways to do large amounts of damage to set up that Savage Drain, so it shouldn't be hard to actually get it unlocked. Her damage is going to ramp up very fast. So once she gets started, it's going to take her a little bit to get into the turn order, but once she gets started, she's going to be able to do Pain Inferno immediately, which is going to drop her health by 30% and do 300% damage to 2. And if that kills somebody, she can turn around and then start doing Savage Drain. If it doesn't, then she can use Desperate Impact to finish somebody off, and then at 70 time units you're going to turn around and then be able to use Savage Drain. So she's a type of ramp up unit where it's once she starts attacking, it's just going to keep just ramping up the damage. Inside of a burn team, she's going to have very high survivability because Burning Heart will keep her alive so long as you keep reapplying the burn status effect to her. On top of that, the lower her health gets, the higher damage reduction she actually receives, all the way up to a passive 75% damage reduction. So as long as she's inside of a fire team, theoretically she's going to be very hard to kill. And with that being said, her last pro is she actually has more than one way of applying the burn status effect. Her basic attack actually applies the burn status effect to her. So this will keep her going. This will keep her Burning Heart active. This will keep her dealing damage and staying alive. Now for some cons. Like all other armored type units, stealth units will ignore armor. So she's going to be susceptible to stealth raid and just getting kind of deleted that way. She also is a very high spirit cost unit. Most of her skills cost 2 spirit, and she only has 1 skill that gains spirit. So this could work well in a crisis team if you're using her to keep you below the crisis threshold. However, she's such a spirit intensive unit, I think you would have to run her suboptimally in her damage to actually run her in a crisis team. I'm not sure how well she would actually work. Yes, she can keep you below the crisis threshold, but she's gonna need a lot of spirit to just keep rolling out the damage. Her Burning Heart also only does 1 hit, and after that the burn status is unapplied. So it will only take you 1 time. It is not like a hold ground plus or anything like that. If you get hit, the burn status goes away, and then if she gets hit immediately afterwards, she will die. So that is kind of a negative there, because what that means is you're gonna constantly have to find a way to make sure she is still burning. Also, her kit revolves around her being low health. Especially until you get Savage Drain unlocked, her kit really needs her to be at low health for the damage to start ramping up to unlock Savage Drain. So this is a very risky unit because the lower you go, the better she's going to perform until Savage Drain unlocks. But by having to go low, you're basically hurting yourself, which gives the enemy team an availability to kill her early on. Now, she does have the armor to help her out there, but as I said before, if she's being attacked in rapid succession, she's gonna die pretty easily because she's damaging herself to try to unlock that Savage Drain. So where does she fit in? I think she's probably going to be pretty good in a crisis team, although you might have to run her suboptimally. I think pairing her with a unit that can give you lots of spirit like Fire Astrid or Mirai, she's going to really be able to ramp up her damage and take it to the team. So it really kind of depends, right? You're going to want a guard for her. You're going to want other burn units for her. She can work standalone. As I said, she does have a unconditional attack with Pain Inferno, so she can apply the burn and she can do 300% damage at the cost of 30% HP. This is a very risky character, so you really want a healer, you really want a guard with her. But once she unlocks Savage Drain, she's gonna start wrecking and she's gonna be really hard to deal with so long as you're applying burns. So I think pairing her with a burn team, especially a burn team that has somebody like Fire Astrid or Maxima in it, or even Kasara, some kind of support team to go around her, and then have like Light Lamilla with her to help give turn and protect her from damage, she will be able to start rolling out high damage value. I don't think she's broken or busted or anything like that. I think she's a very strong unit, but as far as the new units that have been unveiled recently, she's kind of middle of the road in my opinion. She's not bringing anything crazy like Mirai, who can heal and give spirit all in the same turn with it, even without it even being her turn, you know, or Anya, who has passive damage mitigation even outside of her turn. Shana is a very greedy unit. She wants to apply burns to herself. She wants to do damage all by herself. So you're going to want to pair her with support units that will help her get to that Savage Drain. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are about the new unit down in the comments below. Also, links below to our Discord channel if you're interested in joining our community. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video.